Elephant Man Podcast Network, grown man conversations dealing with elephants in the room. It's your man DB. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell so you can know when new material is coming out. Join us on IG, Elephant Man _ podcast, Facebook / Elephant Man Podcast, and subscribe on YouTube. All right, so Indiana, the state I'm in, just passed, or they're working on some bill, Senate Bill 167 and House Bill 1040 about critical race theory. All right. So we got a lot of different things going on with critical race theory, man. A lot of folk upset about critical race theory. We're going to watch this little video. We're going to read some articles, and I want you to tell me about what's going on with critical race theory. Let's share this video right here.
The Indiana House just wrapped up a debate on whether to ban educators from teaching certain concepts associated with critical race theory.
And News 8's Garrett Bergquist has been following this issue from the beginning. He joins us now live once again from the State House with the very latest. Garrett.
Yeah, the vote came down just within about the past 15 minutes. The House voted by a margin of 60 to 37 to approve that legislation and send it over to the Senate. This bill's probably drawn more debate than anything else at the State House this session. Among other things, teachers would not be able to teach that someone is inherently racist, sexist, or oppressive by virtue of being a member of a particular group or political affiliation. They also could not teach that concepts such as meritocracy are used as tools of oppression. Lawmakers clashed over whether this handcuffs efforts to teach children how past issues such as slavery or Jim Crow impact present-day American society.
Good educators are not going to have problems implementing this bill. It is those that walk across the line and go take that step. And I clearly believe that parents have a right to know what's going on in those classrooms.
I'm Black. I didn't like hearing about this, the things that happened to my ancestors, the things they had to endure. It's a dirty, shameful truth about this country's history. But let me tell you this. I took that uncomfortability and I grew and I turned it into a life of service.
So once again, this vote now sends this legislation over to the Senate. You'll recall the Senate had similar legislation. That legislation stalled after the sponsor in that chamber said that teachers should be neutral in their approach to teaching about Nazism. He has since twice apologized for those comments and said he should have worded that differently. Senate President Pro Tem Roderick Bray has not yet indicated how he will handle the House bill. Live at the State House, Garrett Bergquist, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
What's your quest this year?
All right. I don't know, man. What's going on with the critical race theory, man? Folk crazy, man. And now they try to make it all more than one thing. Talking about, you got to be neutral on Nazism, and you got to be neutral on this, that, and the other, and gender. They're gonna they put everything in there. But what it is, man, in my opinion, they do not want to look bad ever. They do not want to look bad ever. So, but I've worked in 3 different schools, and every school they teach slavery, and the way they teach it to me, it very happy and very proudful and very stay in your place and manifest destiny and white man's burden and all this old other stuff. You know what I mean? The way they teach it. You know what I mean? And so to just be like, man, we can't teach they scared that critical race theory, in my opinion, is going to shine a evil light on a group of folk. But it's like, no, you did that. You know, if you smack somebody and it's time to write the history books, you don't want me to put in the history book that you smack somebody. You want I kindly brushed against your cheek, or just leave it out altogether. That's not the truth, right? That's doctoring up real history. And some teachers even quit. Like they left the job because they don't want to teach critical race theory. And then they're saying the parents need to know what their students are being taught, right? We need to know what our students is being taught, right? The same way. So they just don't want to look bad, and it's always pass the buck. They want to hold everybody accountable, but they don't want to ever, 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 ever be held accountable, right? Even though what's going on with this war right now, they blame it, Russia this and Russia that, and then you see what they're saying. They're gonna, if Russia don't cooperate, they're gonna remove the dollar from Russia, because our dollar, fiat dollar, is backed by the oil, so they're gonna remove the dollar, but it's already jacked up, you know what I mean, and the dollar's gonna already crash. They're gonna already have to go digital currency, but they gotta blame it on something. This war, Russia, what's the name of that? We got cyber attacks, and now we gotta just crack down on folk who talking crazy on the internet and misinformation. Misinformation. Yeah, there is a lot of misinformation, but there's a lot of misinformation in these history books. There's a lot of misinformation every night on the news networks. Misinformation and suppressing information when people are getting hurt after taking a jab. But you don't want to talk about that. The numbers of deaths, that's jab related. They say, oh, they just died. That had nothing to do with the jab, because you want everybody to take it. But it's very, very interesting. And I've seen this thing too. A 1776 pledge aims to counter critical race theory in schools. Of course, Fox people, right? 1776 pledge aims to counter critical race theory in schools, right? It's crazy. Critical race theory is part of the woke revolution. Critical race theory is part of the woke revolution. Oh, man. Woke awakening, not just the awakening, but it's crazy, man. Stop critical race theory, right? And they saying critical race theory stand for creating racial tension. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Stop. Parents, stand up. Stop teaching critical race theory. They do not want to be looked upon. It's just a stiff neck and a hard heart, man. And I know even some folk gonna say I done took my eyes off Republican Jesus for even coming up with this show. It's public record, it's public stuff. I ain't trying to make nobody look bad, but if you did it, then you did it. Let's talk about it and let's heal and get over it or whatever. But to hide it, suppress it, that's not it. Feel what I'm saying? We just put take Aunt Jemima off the box and put Maya Angelou on a quarter, Harriet Tubman on a 20. Man, look, that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do, man. So they not ready. Look at this right here. Donald Trump, not anymore. Critical race theory is the greatest threat to Western civilization and has made its way into the U.S. federal government, the military, and the justice system. I'm like, it ain't that serious. You can agree to disagree with it. At one time, they're going to teach creationism next to the one that's taught in school now. I just drew a blank. Creationism next to Darwinism and evolution. That's what I meant to say. Evolution. Then it's like, we gonna teach. You came from a blob. You confusing our kids. You lying to them. You know what I'm saying? All in the name of, and then it's legal. It's a part of your curriculum, but you lying to the kids, man. You lying to the kids. 3 things that need to be controlled over: the military, religion, education. The military, just in case you wake up and you get out of hand, we gonna beat you down, right? We got to have martial law or checkpoints or whatever We'll beat you down. Religion to keep you docile, right? Even when they gave out the slave Bible and all these different things, took out 90% of the Bible, and just only servants obey your master scriptures, right? That's not the whole scroll. You know, even though the 66, they didn't took the Apocrypha out too, but they don't even want you to have part of the 66. You feel what I'm saying? And then the education, right? That's the first thing they did. The missionaries went into Africa with the religion, and then they came in with the education system. We're gonna set up a school, right? So you can colonize somebody's mind and have them thinking a certain way and operating a certain way. And if you go against a certain way, then you're not doing it right. You're miseducated, right? And you misinformation because it ain't the way you like it, the way you think this is all together. But I'm gonna read these two little things and I'm gonna get out of here for my emails get real big with a bunch of interesting things. Bill 167, right? Senate Bill 167. So I'm gonna see, can I play this without a commercial? Let's see. Key tenets of critical race theory. Racism is a common experience of people of color in the United States. Racism is institutional in the United States and benefits white people. Right? The theory examines systematic racism as a part of American life and institutions. Ooh, how racism gives white people an advantage. Ooh. CTR was first developed in the mid-70s by scholar and lawyer Derek Bell. Kimberly Crenshaw and others formalized it in 1989. Conservative critics say that the notion of the U.S. was founded on white supremacy and oppressed. Oh, dang, that went real fast. CTR is more patriotic than those who oppose it. Let me pause that. CTR is more patriotic than those who are opposed to it because we believe in the promise of equality. And we know that we can't get there if we can't confront and talk honestly about inequality. That sounds real noble. All right. Very interesting. Very, 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 very interesting, right? Very interesting, man. They be so what is critical race theory? Critical race theory examines, hopefully I'm all of this stuff. Okay, I'm recording. Okay, I'm gonna say, man, my audio is off. Okay. Critical race theory examines systematic racism as part of American life and institutions and how it can give white people an advantage, right? They don't want to shine light on that. Indiana lawmakers' first attempt at banning critical race theory or other issues that get conflated with it have been filed. Ahead of 2022 legislation sessions and that starts next week, several wide-ranging bills have been filed that would, among other things, ban public K-12 schools from teaching about white privilege or teaching that the United States was founded on a racist or sexist nation, and will require students to be taught that socialism, Marxism, communism, totalitarianism, or simple political systems are incompatible with or in conflict with the principles of freedom upon the United States was founded. So this is very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Read this other one. Very, 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 very interesting. I'm going to show this last thing and I'm going to get out of here. I ain't trying to make nobody mad. Just interesting. What do you think about that, man? I think it's very, very interesting. You know, they don't want it. Look, it's a certain way I want it to be done and a certain way you're supposed to do it. Education admin alleges Indiana schools are lying about not teaching critical race theory. All right, you can see part of it. One educator in Indiana is going viral on Twitter after saying he witnessed critical race theory being taught in multiple classes, despite the school district telling parents it wasn't. Tony Kennett posted a video on Twitter explaining why he thinks critical race theory is being taught at schools in Indianapolis School District. By teaching critical race theory, Kennett says the school district is actively lying to parents. Wow. The National School Board Associated got involved last month, issuing a guide on critical race theory. Tony Kenneth, science coach and administrator for Indianapolis Public Schools, posted a video explaining that he thinks they're lying to parents. We tell our teachers to treat our students differently based on color. We tell our students every problem is a result of white men, and that every Western civilization built is racism. Capitalism is a tool of white supremacy. Kimmett, who says he is in dozens of classrooms every week, argues that those are some of Kimberly Crenshaw's main arguments in her book, Critical Race Theory, the key writings that formed the movement. Kenneth went on to allege that lots of different classes from math and science to history and art include critical race theory in some form of their curriculum. He ends the video by saying educators are lying to parents about not teaching their children critical race theory, and they should keep looking. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Very, very interesting. So what you think about that, man? Very, 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 very interesting. Is critical race theory creating racial tension, as the CTR stand for? Is that what's going on with that? Very, very interesting, man. And I think a couple of years ago, one school was about to take slavery teaching slavery out of their schools altogether. Like they're about to ban the teaching of slavery. So I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't think you should remove it. And then I think I seen one alternative book that said, they didn't come chained up with chattel slavery. They came to work off a debt or something real weird. I wish I could find that book. They probably ain't got it in print. I know I can probably find one somewhere. Terrible, man. Don't tell a lie. Don't tell a lie. Tell what really happened. It makes you look bad. Don't want to shine light on it. You know what I mean? Come clean. Don't make excuses. Come clean. Come clean. And then it'll be all good. Even all the stuff that's going on around the world, it's the beginning of sorrow. They want to say climate change. No, that's the Most High. He's stirring up stuff, and creation is travailing and waiting for the manifestations of the sons of the Most High. Don't make it something else. Don't make this war in Russia about collusion and all this stuff that they do. And no, come clean. You hold folk to the highest, to the letter in your court of law. You know what I mean? And this it's injustice. It's imbalance. The scales is terrible. And I just think that, as long as I got an AR-15 and a nuclear warhead, and I got the tightest army, then I'm on. No, they haven't seen what happened to Rome, what happened to Persia, what happened to Greece. Immorality, it destroyed from the inside, right? And that was one of the things that a lot of the soldiers used to say. Man, I go overseas in World War I and World War II. They're like, man, I go overseas and fight for this country, getting shot at and ducking and dodging bullets, and to live to tell about it, and can't come home and have a root beer in the ice cream fountain shop. No, you got to go. We don't serve you. What? I serve this country. You should serve me a root beer float, And so they deal with a lot of that, and it's all over. And no. It ain't over. It ain't over because Obama got in office, and Jordan got $1 billion, and Oprah got $1 billion, and Dre got $1 billion, and Jay-Z. I don't have $1 billion. Not saying I want $1 billion, but I'm just saying that ain't equality. All men are created equal, separate but equal, man. So it's time out for all that, and it's time out for all of that. You hurt, and you got church hurt, and you got no, because you can't pull the wool over my eyes no more. I ain't mad, and you're not keeping your eyes fixed on Republican Jesus and all of this. No. That magic ain't gonna work no more. You come correct or be quiet. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna be patient with one another. We gonna love one another, but we ain't gonna lie to one another. No sir, no ma'am. That ain't working. That don't work no more. This is a new day, and the Most High is waking his folk up in droves. Why? Because the fullness of the Gentiles is coming in. And once his his chosen people awaken and cry out and repent and come to him and receive the blood of Yahushua, it's on and popping. It's on to the next phase. This little dispensation of racism, white supremacy, the kingdom of racism, white supremacy, it cannot last forever. It cannot last forever. If you've seen Daniel with that statue, that's a rock that's cut out, that's not made by hands, is going to come and destroy the kingdoms of this world. And then he's going to set up his eternal kingdom. But that's not going to happen. And so if you set up a kingdom and you're like, man, my kingdom is being compromised, my kingdom is being threatened, yeah, you'll listen to the lies of Hasatan. Hey man, join with me and we can overthrow the Most High. All right. If I can keep all of these, no, you ain't finna overthrow the Most High. You'll never overthrow the Most High. All you gotta do is repent and humble yourself and admit what's going on and keep it moving, right? All of sin and fall short. How we preach it, racist white evangelicals. Come on, let's go. Let's deal with these different elephants in the room so healing can take place. So the scabs, don't pick at the scab. Let the healing take place. You say stuff like this, and it's, oh, your heart is this, that, and the other, and you took your eyes off Republican Jesus. No, I didn't. I got my eyes all the way on Yahushua now. I'm like, oh, wow. And so, you got to forgive and turn the other cheek. Yeah, all that. And, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to not do it. But just because I call something out don't mean that I didn't forgive. We call it out. You say you're people of the book. You say you with this book, right? You replacement theology. You done took over the place. You took the place of Israel, and all that. You can't come in and do your own thing. You gotta, and then just say, well, I'm just saved by grace through faith. Republican right, Jesus got my back. I can do whatever I want. No, you can't. And they even duped the so-called black church, duped them. They're feeling that same way. You feel what I'm saying? You can own all the seminaries and all of the militaries, but that don't mean nothing. So we got to all come correct. We got to repent, focus on the Most High, come correct, for real. You don't like it, as many shows you can watch, and you can unsubscribe anytime, but I don't want you to unsubscribe. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and we'll holler at y'all later. Email me. I know my email is going to be interesting after this one. Email me, though. elephantman050@gmail.com. Perfect.